Imagine walking into your local hardware store because a pipe burst, or you need batteries, and the shelves are completely bare. No tools. No flashlights. No replacement parts. Now imagine the delivery trucks stop running. That 2 days shipping we're all addicted to. Not there anymore. Even the specific medical supplies you rely on. You won't find it any longer. Most people focus entirely on food, and food is critical. But if the supply chain actually collapses, having a year's worth of beans won't help you if you freeze to death, catch a preventable infection, or can't boil water to drink. Well, today we're going to break down exactly what gear you need to survive a supply chain collapse. We are talking about the essential items that will keep you safe, warm, and functioning when the grid goes down and the stores stay closed. This isn't about panic, and it's not about buying useless tactical gadgets that look cool on Instagram. It's about independence. But before we get started, please like and subscribe as we bring you more survival content to your screens. Let's begin. Here's the reality: our modern life hangs by a very thin thread called the just-in-time supply chain. When that chain breaks due to economic strikes, global conflict, or grid failure, you are effectively on your own. Today isn't about what you need for a 3-day power outage. We're looking at the gear required for weeks or months of instability. We're going to cover water filtration that actually works, power generation when the grid is dead, hygiene setups to prevent disease, and the tools you need to maintain your home fortress, unless a fortress isn't your thing. Here's what we'll cover today. We will start with water purification, move to off-grid energy, tackle the unglamorous topic of sanitation, and finish with security and temperature control. Before we dive into the list, let's talk about why this matters. In a collapse, you can't just Google a solution or call a plumber. You are the plumber. You are the doctor. You are the security team. So, let's get your gear sorted. Number 1, let's start with the basics. Water security, filtration and storage. You can survive 3 weeks without food, but only 3 days without water. And honestly, you won't be functional after day 1 without it. If the municipal water shuts off, or worse, gets contaminated, you need a way to process dirty water into safe drinking water immediately. First, you need portable filtration. I recommend something like a Sawyer squeeze or a similar hollow fiber membrane filter. Why? Because they are rated for 100,000 gallons. They are small, light, and remove 99.99% of bacteria and protozoa. But here is a pro tip: small filters are great for bug-out bags, but for your home, you need a gravity-fed system. You do not want to be sucking water through a straw to cook dinner for a family of 4. Look into a big Berkey or a homemade bucket system with ceramic filters. This allows you to filter gallons at a time while you do other chores. However, filtration isn't purification. Filters remove bugs, they don't always remove viruses. So, stock up on calcium hypochlorite. It's essentially pool shock. A single 1-pound bag can treat thousands of gallons of water if you know the ratio. It's shelf-stable for years, unlike liquid bleach which loses potency after 6 months. And finally, storage. You need food-grade water containers. I'm talking Scepter jerry cans or water bricks. Stackable, durable, and easy to transport. Because if you have to leave, carrying water in open buckets is a disaster waiting to happen. Imagine running out of water abruptly. It's not just thirst, it's hygiene, it's cooking, it's medical care. Water is simply basic living. Number 2, off-grid power and communication. Next up, let's talk about power. And no, I don't mean a loud, gas-guzzling generator. Gas generators are great for storms, but in a supply chain collapse, gas pumps don't work. Fuel degrades. Once your gas is gone, that generator is just a heavy paperweight. You need a solar generator setup. Brands like EcoFlow, Jackery, or Bluetti. These are essentially big batteries with an inverter. They charge via solar panels, they are silent, and they don't require fuel you can't buy. Why this matters: you aren't trying to run your AC unit. You need to charge rechargeable batteries for flashlights, keep your phone alive for offline maps, and run small medical devices or radios. Speaking of batteries, stock up on high-quality rechargeables, like envelopes. Alkaline batteries leak and die. Rechargeables, paired with a solar charger, give you light for years. And regarding communication, information is the most valuable commodity in a disaster. If the internet goes dark, how do you know if help is coming or if a storm is approaching? You need a NOAA weather radio with a hand crank and solar backup. Pro tip: get a ham radio, like a bow phone, even if you just listen. Being able to scan frequencies to hear local emergency services or community chatter can save your life. You don't want to be the last person to know that a wildfire is moving toward your neighborhood. Number 3, sanitation and hygiene. Let's talk about the toilet. In a true collapse, if the grid goes down, the sewage pumps stop. If you keep flushing, you are going to back up sewage into your own home. It's also a biohazard. Historically, dysentery and cholera kill more people in wars and collapses than bullets do. You need a dedicated emergency toilet system. This can be as simple as a 5-gallon bucket with a snap-on luggable loo seat. You need heavy-duty contractor bags. Don't cheap out on thin kitchen liners, trust me on this, and a carbon material like sawdust, kitty litter, or peat moss to cover the waste and control the smell. Stock up on bulk bar soap. It lasts indefinitely. Liquid soap dries out. And hygiene isn't just about smelling good, it's about preventing infection from small cuts. This leads to medical gear. You need a trauma kit, yes, but you also need the boring stuff. Antibiotic ointment, burn gel, and antiseptics. In a world without hospitals, a simple infected cut on your finger can become life-threatening. This will save you from regretting certain things later when a minor injury turns major. Number 4, temperature control and shelter. Now, let's talk about keeping your body temperature regulated. Hypothermia doesn't care how much rice and beans you have stored. If the natural gas line stops or the electric grid fails in January, your house is going to become a freezer very quickly. You need a 0-degree rated sleeping bag for every member of the family. This is your last line of defense. If the house is 20 degrees, you can still sleep warmly. Forget synthetic throws. Get 100% wool blankets. Wool retains heat even when wet. It's durable, fire-resistant, and has been keeping humans alive for thousands of years. Pro tip: if you lose heat, pitch a tent inside your living room. It creates a microclimate that captures your body heat. It sounds silly, but it can raise the sleeping temperature by 10 to 15 degrees compared to the rest of the room. I also recommend a safe indoor propane heater, like a Mr. Heater Buddy, but only if you have a carbon monoxide detector. You need a backup heat source that doesn't rely on the chimney, because unless you clean your chimney regularly, wood fires can be dangerous. Number 5, finally, let's talk about tools and security. When the supply chain breaks, things break. You need to be able to fix them. A high-quality multi-tool is non-negotiable. But you also need a good fixed-blade knife. Not a folding pocket knife, but a full-tang fixed blade. It's for processing wood, prying, and defense if necessary. For security, you don't need to be a commando. Start with solar motion sensor lights. Light is a huge deterrent. If someone is prowling around your property looking for supplies, a floodlight hitting them in the face usually sends them moving to an easier target. And don't forget duct tape and zip ties. In a collapse, these are the welding and cement of the new world. You can fix a tarp, bandage a wound, or secure a broken door with these basics. Before we wrap up, let's talk about some mistakes you might make and how you can avoid these common pitfalls. Mistake number 1, buying cheap gear. Do not buy your survival gear at the dollar store. If your flashlight breaks the first time you drop it, it's not a tool, it's trash. Mistake number 2, all gear, no skills. You can buy the best water filter in the world, but if you don't know how to backflush it, it will clog in a week. Test your gear now. Mistake number 3. Forgetting the mental game. Stock up on a deck of cards, board games, or books. Boredom leads to bad decisions. Keeping morale high is actually a survival strategy. And the biggest mistake, waiting until the panic starts to buy this stuff. When the news hits, the shelves will be empty in hours. As earlier mentioned, this about looking at a supply chain crisis and knowing that you and your family are covered. You have water, you have warmth, and you have the tools to handle the unexpected. If this video helped you think more clearly about gear preparedness and what to stock up on, like the video. It helps the channel more than you realize. We have more videos like this and better ones for you to enjoy. Support the channel, subscribe for calm, practical survival content that will help you on your journey in the wild and what to know and avoid. Also, comment below, what is the one piece of gear you feel most vulnerable without right now?